Welcome back to the Mommy Tummy Fix channel. Today I wanted to talk about 3 habits that have completely changed my life, and I know that they can do the same thing for you. If you are new here, we would love to have you subscribe to the Mommy Tummy Fix channel. We are on a mission to help moms do health and fitness different. It's not just about physical health, but it's about emotional, mental, social, spiritual, and physical health. So if you want to join us, hit that subscribe button, and we'd love to have you be part of our community. A couple of years ago, I was at this point in my life where life was good, but I knew it could be better. There were things I wanted to work on. There were things that I wanted to improve on. And so I started watching YouTube videos, and I started reading books, and I started listening to podcasts about how to implement these habits into your life, how to set up habits in your life to ultimately lead you to a better life. And there were so many good ideas, but there was so many of them. And that was the problem. I was so overwhelmed and felt like there is no way that I can implement all of these strategies into my life. It was overwhelming. So I took it upon myself to start small. I decided I was going to find 3 ways that I could change my life for the better. And I was going to do it my way, slow and simple, to try and make these habits stick. And you know what? It worked. It was these small and simple steps that ultimately led me to making some really big changes in my life. And looking back, if I had known a couple of years ago that these small changes were going to lead to the outcomes of today, I wish I would have started them so much earlier, but that's why I wanted to share them with you today. So without further ado, let's dive in and talk about what these habits are. The first habit that I started working on was to drink more water. So here's the thing, as a really young mom, I had some toddlers and newborn. I was so tired. I was sluggish all the time. I was dragging by the end of the day. And I just thought that what you did as a young mom was you were tired, but then you powered up with caffeine. And caffeine is what got you through your day. And you know what? It did. It saved me from a lot of hard days, but I would always crash. I'd have these huge caffeine crashes after drinking caffeine. And so I thought there's gotta be another way. As I looked at my water intake and what I was drinking and what I wasn't drinking, more importantly, I just wasn't hardly drinking any water at all. And I've heard lots of people say, oh, you need to drink water. It will help you to not feel as tired. I'm like, fine, we'll put it to the test. So I started to drink more water. Now, if you are somebody who is not used to drinking a lot of water, I highly recommend that you start small. I jumped into this thinking, oh yeah, I can drink all the water in one day, and carried around a gallon water bottle because I thought, oh, that's what everybody who drinks a lot of water does. And I spent most of the day in the bathroom because that's too much. I learned you had to start small and take baby steps. If you try drinking a gallon in one day, not only are you going to feel like a sloshy mess inside, but you're just setting yourself up for failure because you can't keep up that pace if you don't work gradually towards that. So start small. For me, I decided I'm going to just drink 1 cup of water before each meal. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I kept it super easy. Just drink that 1 cup of water. I didn't cut anything else out of my diet. I didn't cut out any Diet Coke. I didn't cut out anything else. I just added water to it and started small by drinking that 1 cup of water before each meal. I then started adding 1 cup of water when I first woke up in the morning. And suddenly I'm getting 4 cups of water in. Now, recommended daily dose of water for women is usually 8 to 9 cups. Some people say it's even more than that. But I thought, okay, 4 cups, that's halfway to the recommendation of 8. I'll just keep adding another cup of water here, another cup of water there. And eventually I worked up to being able to drink, I think I'm up to like 3 huge water bottles, probably about 90 ounces, which is crazy to me because when I was starting, I just felt like, how do people do this? How do they drink that much water? What is so fascinating to me is learning how dehydrated I really was. And dehydration leads to tiredness, leads to that sluggishness that we feel every single day. It also makes it so that you have that mental brain fog, which was crazy to me. By drinking a little bit more water, I suddenly didn't feel as tired. I suddenly had more mental clarity, all just from drinking a little bit more water. It has been wild to me, the difference that drinking water has made in my life. One small choice to just add a little bit more water to my day has absolutely changed everything. I don't even drink caffeine anymore. I don't drink anything but water because it is my drink of choice. I absolutely love it. It's taken me years to get to that point, but start small and just keep working towards that. Now, as I coach women in our group coaching program, when they're struggling to lose weight or they're struggling to get started, I always recommend let's start with water because it's such a simple place to start. It's something everybody can do and something that everybody should do. We all need more water, but it's something you can add to whatever you are doing right now that doesn't feel like that massive of a change. Just add a couple cups of water to your life each day and you're going to start to see the impact and the effects of that almost immediately. So if you're looking for a habit, a healthy habit to start implementing in your life, water is a really good place to start. Okay, the second habit that I started working on in my life was to move my body every day. Now, how many of you kind of dread exercise or maybe have like some bad feelings around it? For me, I thought the only way to exercise was to go to the gym, kill yourself on a treadmill, throw around heavy things and grunt a lot, and just, it wasn't ever something I got excited about. It wasn't something that lit me up and made me feel super happy. It was during the pandemic that I realized that exercise could be a lot of different things, that it didn't have to necessarily happen in a gym. It didn't necessarily have to be killing yourself on a treadmill. What I also learned about exercise was that it just wasn't making me strong physically, but also mentally and emotionally. During the pandemic, I just remember those long days of being stuck at home, trying to homeschool my kids and feeling overwhelmed by all the things. And that little break that I took for myself every day to just move my body, sometimes it was a walk outside. Sometimes it was doing yoga in my bedroom. Sometimes it was just stretching before I went to sleep at night. It was just moving my body in some type of way that was absolutely helping in all areas of my life. And I really started to look at exercise a lot differently. I saw it as a tool to help me feel my best. That's when I learned I actually love exercise when it's done in a way that makes me feel good, in a way that I actually like and prefer. Here's the thing, our bodies are made to move. And so many times we have this negative connotation with exercise. But most of the time it's because we just haven't found the way that we really like to move our body. Exercise doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to the gym and lift weights. It might look that way for some people, but it doesn't have to be that way for everyone, and it doesn't have to be that way for you. Exercise is going to look different for everyone, and that's the way it should be. I used to see exercise as a punishment just because I had ate too much and I needed to burn that off. My body didn't look a certain way, and so I had a lot of shame around exercise. What I have come to learn is that exercise is a celebration of what your body can actually do. I'm so thankful for this body that I want to move it. I want it to feel its best. I want to take care of it. And so exercise suddenly becomes just this happy, joyous thing. I love to move my body. And shifting to that mindset has made me fall in love with some type of movement or some type of exercise every single day. That small habit of moving my body for 20 to 30 minutes a day has paid off in droves. I feel like I am so much happier when I move my body. I feel like I can show up for everybody else when I take that time to move my body. I am mentally more healthy. I'm emotionally more healthy. I'm even spiritually more healthy when I take care of me. The third habit that I have really worked on, and it has taken some time to figure it out, but it's something that has helped me so much, is my morning routine. But here's the thing, I don't want you to tune out and be like, oh, morning routines. Like, no, mine is more of a morning practice. It's not anything that's like set in stone. It's just some ideas of some things that I want to do every single day. Now, when I had little babies, obviously you're on their schedule. Newborn life, like you are just in survival mode. And so that probably isn't the season of life where you're thinking about a morning routine or a morning practice. But as my kids got a little bit older and were sleeping through the night, that's when I started to think about, okay, maybe it's time for me to implement something, because this is what the situation was. My kids would wake up sometimes between 6 and 7 a.m. and they would wake me up. I would sleep until they slept, which is awesome. I was getting some good hours of sleep, but it's never fun to wake up and to have to hit the ground running to take care of everyone else, right? I would sometimes get grumpy or even resentful that I had to show up and immediately be mom from the get-go. And so I decided, okay, It's time for a change. It's time to do something different. I am a night owl and do so much better at night. Waking up in the morning is not my jam. I'm not somebody who's going to be waking up at 5 a.m. to do this whole 2-hour routine. Like, there's no way. So I knew I had to start small. What I did was I set my alarm for 10 minutes before my kids woke up. And I took that 10 minutes to brush my teeth and eat breakfast for me. I found that if I woke up with my kids, I usually spent time getting them breakfast, getting them dressed, taking care of them, that I would put myself on the back burner. And things to take care of me were not happening. So I thought, okay, I'm going to take this 10 minutes and just show up for myself before my kids need me. And that 10 minutes was a game changer. What I loved about that 10 minutes for myself was I felt like I was proactively taking on the day instead of reacting to the day. I was proactively choosing to, let's get this day started. I'm going to do something for me first, instead of reacting to my kids waking me up, pulling me out of bed, demanding that I get them some apple juice, whatever it was. And so I loved that approach of me choosing to start my day instead of me reacting to everybody that needed me. I loved that 10 minutes to myself so much that I decided, okay, I'm going to increase it by 5 minutes. I bumped my alarm clock to wake me up 15 minutes before my kids. And just like I had done before, I made myself breakfast. But the thing that I added to it was just taking 5 minutes to pray and meditate, which I loved. Then I started to make that wake up time 20 minutes before my kids, and then 25 minutes before my kids. And I add one more thing and one more thing. There's something I love to write in. It's my 5-minute a day journal. It just is like 1 or 2 lines about something that happened, or sometimes I write down something I'm grateful for. But suddenly my 10-minute routine of just getting myself breakfast and brushing my teeth turned into get myself a little something to eat, take some time for a prayer, read a verse of scripture, and then write for 5 minutes in this journal. I was getting so much done in that 25 minutes. And here's the thing, I've always thought of myself as a spiritual person, but I always also told myself this is not the season of life where I have time to dive into my scriptures and to work on that spiritual side. And this is what I've learned. It's those small, daily, consistent habits that make the biggest changes. I can honestly say I have never had a better relationship with God, and it's because I show up in those 5-minute increments every single day. Never underestimate the power of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's crazy what these tiny little time frame changes can do for your life. Today, my morning routine or my morning practice is very much the same, and it's taken me a couple of years to get to this point, but I now wake up about an hour before my kids. Still take that time to get myself something to eat, to pray, to read a scripture, and to journal something, but then I also take that 30 minutes to move by myself. That hour, I've heard people call it the hour of power, is the foundation for my day. It just sets my day intentionally. It's me proactively choosing to show up for this day. It's me filling my cup first so that I can go and fill everyone else's cups throughout the whole day. Because moms, so much is demanded of us. There's so much responsibility that we carry on our shoulders, and we have to be sure that we're showing up for ourselves so that we can show up for everybody else too. There's a quote that I heard once, and it said, first you create your habits, and then your habits create you. And I thought, what? That doesn't even make sense. But let me tell you how that's true. It was really hard work to do these habits consistently, to keep drinking water, to keep moving my body and finding ways that I love to move. It was hard to wake up that 5, 10, 15 minutes earlier than my kids, but I kept at it. I stayed consistent. What was crazy about continuing to drink more and more water every single day was that it gave me more energy. By me creating the habit of drinking more water, I suddenly was becoming a more energetic mom. That habit created a more energetic mom. Movement also gave me energy every single day. Exercising in a way that felt good to me made me feel happy. It made me feel confident in my own skin. And because of that, I was able to show up as a better mom who was proud of who she was and who could show up as her best self for her kids and her family. So that habit of movement created a mom who was more confident, more energetic, and overall happier. And then my third habit, taking that time alone each and every morning, created a mom who put herself on her priority list. And it also created a mom who was more in touch with a God and understanding that relationship. And that in turn has created a mom who is more spiritual and more in tune with her body and herself than she ever has been before. So first you really do create the habit, and then it does create you. And usually it creates you as an even better version of yourself. What's crazy to me, and you're probably seeing this now, is that these habits that I shared, these 3 things, they're not earth-shattering things. You have heard them before. In fact, you probably know you should be doing some type of these habits in your life every single day. The secret is consistency. Consistency is the key. It's that willingness to keep trying and to keep showing up. Now, it doesn't mean perfect, and it doesn't mean you have to do it every single day, but it means you have to be willing to try. You have to be willing to not give up on yourself. You have to be willing to try and find a way to make it work for you in your life. And that's gonna look different for every single one of us. The key thing is that you just keep trying. Now, if you would like some help with habits in your life, I would love to be your coach. We have a small group coaching program where 4 times a year we open it up and we bring in a small group of women and we help you learn how to make habits in your life. We hold your hand, we offer you support, we are your community around you cheering you on, and we help you make these habits happen so that your habits can create a better you. If you're interested in joining, head over to mtfchallenge.com. I'll put a link in the description, or you could just go type in mtfchallenge.com to join our small group coaching community. Okay, I would love to hear, what is one habit in your life that has completely changed your life for the better? If you have one that you would love to share, put it in the comments below. I would love to read what you do in your life that has absolutely made your life a little bit better. And of course, we have tons of videos on our channel. In fact, check this video out right here, how to have a better relationship with you. It's one of my favorites. Click on that link and it will send you right over there. But thanks for joining us today. We'll see you later.